Welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. I'm Jack Tucker. I am out here in the Gold Basin area in Arizona. I don't know why, but we picked the hottest weekend that seemed like to be doing this event that we got going on. We got people that's going to start showing up later on today, Thursday. Some people show up Friday. Some people's going to come out here and camp all weekend. We got a special guest going to come out and talk to us. We're going to be doing some dry washing, some metal detecting. Maybe we'll look for some meteorites, some gold. And then we're going to take an ATV trip over the mountain and just kind of see some old mines or what's left of them anyways and hunt for some gold over there. But we got a fun-packed weekend. I want to thank you guys coming along and sharing on all of these adventures, and that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to get ready, continue to get unloaded, and wait for all these guys to show up. But I want to thank you guys coming along and sharing on these adventures, and we got a full one planned this weekend. Let's
load up the truck, it's time to roll. The heart's so wild, then a come and go. Chasing the goal, we're ready for the thrill. The mountain.
Where'd you go? Where would you go? Out here? Well, since there was a storm. I found a spot over in the wash over there that was like one of the fall. Okay.
I've got a quest. Gold is calling me.
Well, and I got one of those little dirt devil bags.
From the sunlit.
For metal detecting, and I forgot to go.
Hey ladies, how's that digging down there?
Going good. If there's no gold, it's your fault.
You too, Robert. As he says, here's another bucket for you, ladies.
Let's raise our spirits. We're in this together.
He's holding up the metal detector there.
Gold in our
He's a supervisor. So coming down here, this road was destroyed. You couldn't get here. It was like a huge drop off, about a foot or 2 feet down, at least 2 feet down. Picks and shovels. Can you believe that? Picks and shovels. They came out here and they fixed this road so you could actually climb up on it. Picks and shovels. They spent hours out here repairing this road so we could all get here and dig. They said when they had all this road fixed that they took a bucket of dirt home and they found some gold in it. So guess what they're all out here doing now? As a quad driver, you know, he just says, I'll bring the quad over.
I'm traveling far.
That's pretty cool. Now we're going to head off to another spot.
Alaska's chill to the Carolina boast. Every step I take.
Some of these roads kind of got washed out. Somebody else got stuck, it looks like. Yeah, buried himself down in the wash. This heavy-duty Ford truck pull him out, and the quad trailer. If they're up there, they don't think they can make it all the way back here.
Join me in this quest. It's a dream to fulfill. There's gold out there waiting to be found.
Fine. So monocoil is must.
Shake up the ground.
It's gold, shines, must, fine. You want to be using monocoil. So in your case, it's gold, shines, don't find. Because you have the double D coil. So D, don't find.
Yeah, cool, man. Okay. Okay, bud. All right.
Very small percentage of gold, like a gram per ton or a half a gram per ton. The Carlin trend in Nevada, I think, only runs like a gram per ton. But there's millions and millions, probably hundreds of millions of those tons. So imagine if you're a big mining company and you can make $160 a ton, but you're running, say, 10,000 tons. Well, now the economics of that is very viable. Yeah, where we wouldn't, if we were chasing, you know, a gram per ton in this kind of stuff, that's ridiculous. Now, there's also another stipulation I want to make there. Hard rock, the terminology as far as the grade is usually per ton, which is by weight. In placer, when you're digging in dirt, it's usually by the yard. That's by volume. It's easy to look on the ground and go 3 foot by 3 foot and 3 feet deep. That's 1 yard. A ton is a little harder to deal with, but when you're underground, that's why it's by weight. It's just a little bit easier to do it. So that's the terminology. 1 yard of good placer material could weigh as much as 7 tons. And placer material obviously runs different grade than hard rock. So if you're in a gram per yard, that's like fractions of a gram per ton. Does that make sense, everybody? So that was a good point as far as the grades. But I wanted to make that separation. So we're after the high grade, low volume. They're after the high volume, low grade. This actually might be a good segue into gauging things. When you do tests, okay, it's good to grid them. So if you guys have your own claims, if you go out and you start kind of on one boundary and you just go ever so often and take a test, even if it's a small sample of a gallon bag, you take a test and you grid it and you get an average of what you get spread out on your property. 6 to 12 million probably on that ground. But I got to get it out, and that's the fun part.
Do you need us to help you?
For the right price?
You know, old ghost towns or whatnot. It's right back in here.
Are they still working it?
No. And then King Tut's just on the other side of this one, and that's that is the richest placer mine in Arizona. I think the only thing that rivals it is Temple Bar, but it's now under the lake. Back in the day, Temple Bar was the richest 2 miles in the country, and that was right here. So this is a very rich area. I don't think I've ever been in an area where the gold deposit is so vast. I mean, you can go 20 miles that way and get gold, and you can go 10 miles that way and get gold. You know, it's a huge area that has gold all over it. So you just got to find those spots.
All right, now we're going to go for an ATV ride up and over the mountains and go play on the other side of the hill over there. I believe that for some reason. Well, there's a few people down there. They're going to set up dry washers, maybe get some buckets of dirt out right down there. They're all looking for gold. Well, I was going to do a little bit of dry washing, but I just realized I didn't bring a motor. I didn't want to dry wash anyways. I didn't want to have to tear all that stuff off of that ATV. So I'm going to be doing me a little bit of metal detecting. Wish me luck.
I'm about to head back.
Seems to be shiny in the dirt, but I don't know. We'll find out when it's not.
It's happy right now. Look at that. That's what you want. Pig tank.
Oh, really?
On peanuts.
Oh, I didn't.
No, we didn't do that. We did crab. It was a concentration camp. Floating concentration
Some beauty.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's been one hell of a day. I think we ought to sit around a campfire and we'll watch everybody roast marshmallows and hot dogs. How's that?
It's like looking at the stars.
Somebody's got a peach cobbler they're going to be cooking right there. We're going to be eating a peach cobbler here a little bit.
That's supposed to.
Okay.
Look at that, he made peach cobbler. Right there, Dutch oven, peach cobbler. Doesn't get any better than that, does it?
In the presence of, you know, right? Us layman folk.
Wolfing down, Robert's eating potato chips and chili, you know, to each their own. So, here we are. Let me try dragging this thing around for a moment and see what happens.
Barely want to see the steps.
And that bear looks pretty good.
Yeah. See there? That's another claim.
Good to meet you.
That's some private property over there.
Looks like people are starting to pack up to leave here. It's been one hell of an adventure so far.
The bees are so bad.
I thought it was a big bug until I went like this and I'm like, oh, that's what they look like.
This morning digging down there, or she was digging and came across a scorpion too. So both of us has come across scorpions this weekend.
Oh, nice. Oh, there was gold found in the pan. Here she is now.
Yeah, when we shut.
Oh, yay, gold!
It's like when we shut
You
off.
know,
a
somebody
thread,
will always show up with some dry washer from 1943 or something like that there, but hey, still works, no puffer.
too long.
He says there's gold in that dry washer right there.
We'll dig you.
Yeah, we dropped a nugget.
Yeah, I heard it. So big.
Right?
I heard the part of this.
I'm trying to learn some tips. I'm still a rookie canner.
Jack won't tell you, but he's won panning championship.
Yeah, but he only wants the big shit, I heard.
Yeah, he has a world record for finding gold. They put like 4 pieces on top of the sand. And then he said, go!
Well, there's gold in there anyways.
4 seconds.
There is?
Yeah.
You'll find it in 4 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, it's crazy, dude.
There is.
Right? There's some down below there too. Yeah, there's gold in there.
That's good. I love panning. It's fun.
If we went farther down,
There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it.
Have you been to the resort when you have it? I have. We did some funny stuff. One day it rained so hard that it broke through like a channel where the water's supposed to go. It broke through and it flooded the whole campground. I said, Jack. And what I'm thinking, we jumped in our ride, split splashing. Right, Jack?
Yeah, see, I lost a nice couple pieces in the safety pan too.
Huh.
Holy shit.
You're losing your touch.
No, that's because I pan fast.
Yeah.
That's why I use a safety pan.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I found some gold. Yoo-hoo-hoo! I found gold.
And then one of the buildings is pretty big. You got both doors open on either side. And a hawk got trapped in there. And we're trying to get this hawk out. It kept trying to go through the window. It doesn't know. There's glass. Bang, bang, bang.
I'm gonna retire. I'm heading to Arkansas. I don't know why I said Arkansas for, but
That little spot down there?
yeah.
Yeah, we got two tiny, though, with the little wash behind us. We got two tiny little.
We're in there late at night
And,
doing some repair.
Well, that's not a bad piece.
And hear voices. Who is that?
So, all right.
You got
Gold.
There's about 10 pieces in there.
Sheesh. I gonna retire.
Yeah, I think it's frisbee. I'm glad you got rid of it.
Me too.
Pain in the ass.
It was. Absolutely it was. It became a pain in the ass. I tell you what a weekend it has been. Man, it's breezy now. I don't know why this wind keeps blowing up here, but it does. Everybody's pretty well already left and gone on home, and so just a couple of us left here to hang out and continue to enjoy the sunshine, I guess. It's starting to cool down a little bit. It's only in the hundreds now, if you call that cool. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm off to the next adventure. So I want to thank you guys for coming along, sharing all these adventures. Sure, hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave me any comments if you want. So until our paths cross again, I want to thank all you guys for going on these adventures, sharing on all these adventures. So until then, you guys all take care. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, everyone.
mountains and rivers, we'll climb every hill. With the sun on our backs, we take our stand, uncovering treasures buried in this land. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. With metal detectors singing in the breeze, we dig for the fortune, uncovering keys. With a gold pan in hand, we sift through the dirt. Each little glimmer makes our hearts surge. By the firelight's glow, our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. By the firelight's glow, our laughter rings as we dream of the riches tomorrow brings. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far. This gold fever's got us running wild. In the heart of the land, we feel like a child. Adventures await in the great unknown. Together we chase dreams, never alone. Never alone. So here's to the nights beneath the stars. With our hearts full of dreams, we'll go far.